So I'm just taking a walk and see who's around today, and then making some research vids on the water, some rocks and stones, that kind of thing. So some trees over here, and what I'm gonna do is this is a digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the area we call a bunch of trees. And I'm just gonna go up with my camera. Now I could have zoomed in, but I can keep a better focus by bringing the camera up to the tree like this. And what I'm doing is, when I say digital collection of the EMNC, you're going to be thinking of the mass of the tree, the mass that's there. And you have to think a little bit differently about it. The EMNC, the evidence for them, the builders, and what they build are the triangular shapes that are everywhere in here. And here, because there's no filter on the camera, by the way. I didn't take one with me because I don't care today. I'm just gonna scroll down a little bit. I'm cropping a little bit when I go. I see it all already without a filter, so it's fine. I can put a filter on it when I go back to remaster the videos. It's what you're gonna call the air around the mass that I want you to pay attention when you see the imagery, when you're able to start picking out the imagery. Feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, faces only is what you're going to see. Not to give anybody any direction. If anybody sees anything other than that, I would say check yourself and make sure you're not using your imagination to see what it is we're looking at and what it is I'm showing you. I stayed back a little bit. I want to do is take out both sides and go right up to the tree, but I see a lot of imagery at this distance right here. I can see it. So what I'm doing is purposely staying here for a second, and I want to point it out because it's all about lights and shadows, angles and distances of perspective. There's no sunlight shining on this tree, but it is lit up because we're in the daytime, so it has daytime light, but the sun's not beating on it. Lights and shadows, lights and shadows. So I'm going to go in a little deeper on this area because I'm going to, again, extract all the imagery. I see it all. I see it all. And what I'm doing is I'm taking out that left and that right and getting right up to the tree like this without changing the focus on the camera. And I see it all, so I'm fine. I got it. I got it. I got it. Scroll it, come down a little bit. Got it. So two different types of trees, right? Yeah, two different types of trees. Both pine trees, but different families. Either that or different. Now they look like different families of pine. Yeah. Oh, because that one's a maple. That's why. Sorry, I didn't look up all the way. So that one there's a maple, and that one there's a pine. I don't know if I got my phone locked out or not. So if I flip it upside down, it'll show the camera sideways. I'm just looking around. Birch, I could go in on some birch. I wish it was a little fatter, but it's okay. Just to give you an idea. Trying to get it so that I'm all the way in. See, I'm losing the left and the right. I want to get all the way in and try to keep my camera straight and steady. That's pretty cool, actually, to do. I've never done a birch tree before. See, because everything comes into play here. Okay, you got the crackling going on. You got the slices and the cracking going on from, being weathered, right? All right, and then, so you have that going on. Then the next part you're going to pay attention to, because it's all about lights and shadows. And, the carbons that are laying all over it, the dust, the dirt, and the carbons that are laying on the entire log and everything like that. But as we're looking at this one area in tight like this, think about that. That's the same thing about shut up, you. It's the same thing I'm trying to explain about the clouds. When you're looking at the clouds, I'm not touching nothing. Not fucking touching nothing. When we're looking at the clouds, you say the same thing, and I always refer to that as layers, because we can see layers of things, right? So the cracking of the wood, even though the log that we were just looking at it's made up of carbons, I guess is the point. Even though it's made up of carbons, there are also elements of carbons that have been landing on it, building up on it, on the outside, those little tiny specks of carbon. And then we're going to later, when I remaster this video, we're going to extract that. We're going to extract that imagery on a remaster. And then once we do that, and you can establish that feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, and you get to understand the builders, you'll see the triangular shapes everywhere, no matter what it is we look at. I see some rocks and stones over here I could go in on too while I'm over here. I kind of wanted to do this on my way. So there's, lots of different stones and rocks to choose from. So, so where to begin? Not a lot of lights over here or anything either, so that's fine. Yeah, beautiful. Beauteous. Yep, nice. And I'll just pause the video, like I'm advising all of you do. Take your phone out of your camera right now while you're watching this video. Yeah, that's real good. Yeah, mama. Alright, and then there's another one over here I can grab. I'm purposely trying to stay away. See, there's the shadows coming through here. So that's why I'm aiming my camera over here. I'm staying on the light over here and trying not to get my own shadows in there. There we go. I go in a little further if I go around this branch. Okay. And I gotta get my own shadow out of there. Hold on. Yeah. Should I find a way? Oh, that's good. That's real nice. I don't know if my phone's locked or not yet, but that's okay. Alright, and then rotted wood. Alright, there's some rotting logs in here. The builders even build death. They even build death. Okay, so the builders are all around us building everything all the time. That's why I'm doing all these rocks and stones. That's why I'm doing this, so I can show you that things that you don't even think of as living, as alive, are still being built by the true creator. The same creator that's building everything else. The water, us, all the other species, all life. And life is more than what we think it is. This is really good. That's why I'm moving so fast. I'm not going to have any trouble at all extracting the imagery from that stone. It's really good. Yeah, there's like an hour's worth of videos right there. What I just did. Alright, so here's a rotted log. So same thing. I'm going to try to get in close enough so that I'm taking, light out of everywhere else so there's no distractions, is what I'm doing. And then I'm purposely aiming right there near this fungus and all this kind of stuff so that you get to understand what it is I'm saying. Because when I go back and remaster these, I'll show you all of the imagery that's in there. Feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. All directions. All directions is evidence that the true creator does not build according to up, down, left, right, backward, forward, in, or out. Because I can take that tree, cut the log in half, and go into the middle of the log. And it's going to be the same thing. Feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. Triangular builders. Things don't change. Matter of fact, there's a cut log right there. Get rid of the shadows. And it's good too because again, it has age on the outside of it, which is again proving my point. So as the carbons are attracted to this cut log, yeah, the imagery is really good in here too. Yeah, I'll be able to extract that. It's funny because even without the filter, it's not a big deal. Anybody watching these videos may not see it or get it right now. That's fine. But when I go to do the remasters, I'll be able to more clearly show it to you because I'll put a filter on and show you things a little better. What I'm trying to get through now is that molds, funguses, outside layers of carbon that are on top of a stone. And then, just like the videos I did a couple weeks ago about the inside of a stone, I had that one stone that was split, and I was showing you the inside of it, same thing. So we know that the true creator, false creator does not build according to up, down, left, right, backward, forward, in and out. There's a real cool one over there with a lot of fungus on it too, but I'm just gonna do this one. And I gotta move on because I got shit to do and stuff, so. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, just so you see what we're looking at. Built up minerals is what we're looking at there. That's not even mold and fungus. That's built up minerals on the outside of a stone. And then there's different buildups. You can see at the top of the stone, it's a darker color. Down here, it's the only place you got the actual stone still actually showing on the outside. And then up here is going to be another layer. This one actually is a buildup of fungus and mold. See the difference in color? The whitish, bluish mineral buildup deposits. Matter of fact, it could have been fungus already and then went back to a to just losing its potency. That's what it looks like, kind of actually. It looks like it was losing its moisture. Yeah. Got it. Anyways. There's a couple more further up, and I might as well get those two. I'll probably pause it so it's not a boring walk. Okay, so up ahead here looks like I got one of the agents that's following me around, so I'm kind of glad I had the camera going. He's in a black pickup truck, but he's already driven back and forth on this street 3 times just in the last 10 minutes as I've been walking up the trail. Now he's driving away. Let's see. Oh, no. I would have thought that truck was black from a distance. It's not black, it's gray. It's dark gray. Okay, I don't know what that truck was doing. It was a dark gray truck, didn't get the plate number, drove away as I started walking further up the trail, so who knows. But what I'm going to do here is I got some sunlight bouncing off these trees. So I'm going to come over here and pick a bunch that I like the colors of and the textures of, and bounce the camera back on it and try to something like this first. All right, so I'm already collecting the imagery with my eyes. I'm already seeing it all. I'm moving my camera slowly because I'm cropping with both sides of my camera. As I go this way, I'm cropping obviously to the left, but I'm also at the same time cropping way to the right. You might catch what's in the middle. It's pretty fucking amazing. When I go back and put a filter on and show you what it is we're looking at, right now it's pretty funny because you just think I'm showing you a bunch of trees. And what I'm trying to show you is that by looking and collecting the EMNC from these trees, then you'll be able to explain to yourself when you see all the images. It's really good. The imagery is really good in here. So probably won't see it because I don't have a filter, but eye, nose, and mouth down here of that big face. Okay. I'll try to go to the next one. The truck just drove by again. That one right there I'll pick. So eye, nose, and mouth down here. Let me try to get them a bit better for you. Hold on. Actually, let's go to the next one. That's even better. Human face. Eye, nose, mouth down here with even looks like a little bit of a beard and facial hair and shit too. You know, I go through like this. Now, the point I want to point out to you guys, hopefully these videos don't die on me because I've done this video 3-4 times over the last 6 years and they always disappear on me. The air leading up to these trees is the way that I can describe it to you. That's what you want to be concerned with as you start picking out the imagery. And when I get back, I will, not today, but in the next few days, under the new series that I'm doing, I will go back and remaster this particular video and get the stones, the rocks, and all that shit out of it, just like I did with the water. And today we're doing trees and whatever else I come across. So anyways, it's the air leading up to them. That the builders are all around us building everything, including this air that's in front of me. So as we get up to anything that has mass, my hand, right? Got a little bit of light bouncing off it. I don't know if there's any shadows on it or not, but I can certainly pull out the imagery. I got glare in my eye, so I'm sure that no problem. Okay. That's what you have to think of. The air around my hand leading up to it, the air around these trees leading up to every little nook and cranny of every tree, going from the first touch of mass, which would be as I walk towards it, the first touch of mass is right here. Right here. So there's the first touch of mass, right? And then the last touch of mass that I have in my vision is way the fuck back there. Probably about 300-400 feet before it starts hitting a mountain and going up. So that's the only reason I would lose my distance of interpretation, or I guess you want to call it. So you would lose that distance, because I say interpretation because it's angles of perspective. So if I move to my right, like I just did now twice, since I was even talking about it, I will get different angles of perspective at this area. The distance from that first branch to that 300-400 feet away is the distance between them. So all the air from this one branch leading all the way through to that 400 feet away is producing this imagery on a mass scale. Okay, that's pretty fucking amazing. So that means the builders are all around us, just like I'm just using this set of trees as an example, this one particular frame. And this one particular frame, explaining it the way that I'm explaining it, hopefully people will understand. And I'm going to come, I mean, it's image within image. It's really beautiful. Eye, nose, mouth, human face right there. Try to come down on them a little bit for you. Let's see. I mean, I can go right down the road. It's just image within image within image all the way through. Snow, there's snow on the ground back there. Colors all come into it. Triangular shapes everywhere by the bazillions. Can't even count them. There's so many. Why? Because those are the evidence that you need to show you the builders. That's how you're going to see the builders, and you'll understand them that way. Otherwise, if you're looking for something made of mass to show you the builders, this is your opportunity. This is all mass of trees right here, and snow and mountains and dirt and all that shit, leaves laying on the ground, and all of it together, this one frame. You can pick out the images, and then as you pick them out, it's pretty good. And then as you pick them out, you begin to understand all around us being these triangular builders, obviously, because they're building everything using these triangular shapes. So no matter the rocks, the stones, the moon, no matter where we go, they're always building in these triangular shapes. Is what they use to build, and what they build. They build everything using the images: feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. They see it all as one. The true creator's work is all one. So the builders see the whole creation all as one. Whatever you feed them, they will build different biospecies based on the false creator/creator's build of the biosystem. But they still build all as one. How do we know that? Because from the veil to the ground, it's feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. From the veil to the ground, there is no up, down, left, right, backward, forward, in, and out. So we know, therefore, everything built in this realm is being built by the true creator's builders, triangular builders. Right? It's fairly simple. It's fairly simple when you think about it. I'm just looking out for that truck again. I'll be back in thought in a second. So anyways, hopefully this is enough of a description to help you understand what it is we're looking at, and then you can take it from there on your own. Everyone has their own thoughts and ideas, but I don't see any way around just seeing things for what they are, you know? So if you, in other words, if you think that you see something that's outside the feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, which I have, but it's not enough for to make any conclusions other than how did they get slipped into the system? How did these other species or bodiums, like for one time I seen a horse, or I think I seen a horse. I investigated it pretty thoroughly, and it did seem to be going horse several times in the face, and it had a full body image too. And I even had legs and hooves, and the legs were facing the right way for a walking horse and all that kind of shit. And then birds. I mean, I could show you a couple of birds, but birds can be thrown into the rodent categories anyway. And if they are considered rodents to the false creator/creator's work, then why so few of them? Because there are very few bird faces in the system. A couple in the moon. I see them in the clouds once in a blue moon, once in a while. And if we actually knew how the false creator/creator's clock worked, which does not seem to be too hard to figure out, but how are you going to get anybody to look? No scientists, no medical industry, no educated person, no geocentrics, no heliocentrics, no religious faiths of any kind are going to look. They do not want to look. Even the ones that go by the geocentric model, the psychics won't look. I've tried calling out psychics and other people. Santos Bonacci. I tried calling Santos Bonacci out. I mean, if anybody should have went and looked, it should have been Santos Bonacci. He's all right up his alley. But yeah, he would not go look. So are the people that won't go look, are they real people, or are they agents? Are they paid agents for the system? Are they plants, what I call plants? Is that why they're not? Do they not get the message? I doubt that. I believe they all get the message. Maybe sometimes further along than I expect. Sometimes it's been 6 months, 8 months maybe. My series might be up before they get the message. And then whether they walk away from it saying what a weirdo, or whether they really go and listen and look at what I'm showing them, and then take it from there, you know. And so far, still on my own here. So Here's a bunch of stones laying over here too. So these stones all have human influence, because they were provenly cut by humans. You can see drill marks in them a lot of times, and slice marks and stuff like that. So, it's another good opportunity to, like, we know we're looking into the middle or the center of this stone because of the way that it's broken. So when we go to do that and you want to understand why this guy keeps saying that the true creator doesn't see things as in and out, because even inside the stones, which means, and I've been in the caves, the mountains, everything you could think of, digitally collecting the EMNC from these areas. The EMNC meaning the area around this pile of mass that we call a stone. Yeah, the imagery is really good. Yes. Yes. Bang, bang, boom, boom. So again, it has human influence because it was cut by a human. It wasn't buffed by a human. It wasn't other things that we used to do to stones that were 350-ton stones. And we had a technology that was so much better than anything that we could possibly even hope for today, because we sold ourselves out. We've become less and less electrical, first of all. And we go along with every bullshit story that man can think up, which is a lot, which is like every fucking thing that we know. Everything becomes a lie if even one thing about any situation ends up being a lie. You have to tear it all back down again and start over. And start over from a better place, knowing the true creator, the false creator / creator, know who it is that we're praying to, rather than praying to nothingness or to something that we can't prove or see with our own eyes. What I'm showing you guys, you can all see with your own eyes, and you'll understand it the same way that I became to understand it. I'm confident of that. So that's why I say what it is I'm showing you guys. I don't want anyone to take my word on anything. You got to go look yourselves. I'm just showing you what it is that we're looking at. Just another rock. So I'm getting it out of view on both sides. As soon as my eyes start picking it up and extracting it, I got it. This is pretty good too. It's got some lines and color in it and everything. Let's go this way. Changing my lights and shadows by changing the angle. Beauteous, beauteous. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I guess this will be rock, stone, and tree day. These are just research videos. I call these research videos. Sometimes I shoot the shit in them. Sometimes I'm so aggravated I don't say a word. I am running late though. I can't keep fucking around. Another rock with more white in it. I got a lot of glare in my phone, but I'm confident that I'm getting it. Alright, so I'll do this. There's a nice couple trees coming up. I'll do those and then I'll end this video, I guess. I gotta save some of the battery life in case this truck shows back up on the other end of the trail. So I'm guessing he's probably going to. They seem to back off to, like, 2 or 3 agents changing shifts. It's no longer 5, 6 agents on at a time throughout the day, throughout each day. And it's definitely not every day anymore either. Weekends, they don't bother to come around any more than a late afternoon drive-by to see if I'm there. They'll check my cell phone, call me on the cell phone to see if I'm there. They want to sell me a cooler or whatever story they got. Each time it's always a different story. Yeah, so we got these trees. So this week, so I'm going to keep going straight up towards the trees because I'm trying to, again, get the whole left and right thing out of there. But we can see where the light is all coming through the tree back here. That's going to be beautiful. Wait till you see when I remaster the video. But then at the same time, I want you to see all this in here where all this color is. And I'll be able to point out to you better all the triangular shapes that we're seeing in here so you get to understand them. So maybe when I say, you know, the air leading up to the tree, maybe it's another way to think about it is see all the air coming through this layer of trees. Because there's a very large image there that you should be able to catch even now without the filter. Eye looking right at us, nose right here, and mouth open right here of this image right here of that face. See them pretty good? So now when I go to remaster, I can zoom in on that area and extract more images. And I will, you know, I'll do that. And then again, I'll point out to you, because I can see this one right here real good already. Let's see if I can get it. Looks like Frankenstein. Let's see. He's right here. I just can't circle him good the way I'm standing. Anyways, image within image within image, so I can see the images going all the way across, face within face within face within face. I can see it, but the important thing that I'm trying to stress in this particular video, though, is the air between these trees going all the way through that blue sky that you can see back there, kind of that kind of thing. So as I'm collecting the imagery, yeah, it's really good. Yeah, this will be an easy video for me to remaster. I should have some fun with it too. What am I at for minutes? 20 something. I'm gonna just see if there's any more rocks or anything up ahead here. And I'm just thinking as I'm walking down the trail here that this is the trail that I'm on now is the only trail that in our local area, and we're kind of, you know, rural, country-ish area, and the camera systems have not been put in on this particular trail because the camera systems usually go in with the lighting and the electricity and power, but the Quabbin, what's known as the Quabbin Reservoir, and they got signs everywhere saying that everything's being watched all the time. They've got smart city initiatives already implanted. They did this a long time ago, back in 2004, 2006, and then Obama really upped it when he came in, even more so than it already was. But at the same time, all the houses that are around here all have cameras on them. So as you're walking the main trail, you're getting picked up by all the house cameras that are going along. Now these house cameras, as we were just listening in an earlier video of Brianna and Robbie talking, we were hearing them talk about this camera situation and how bad it could be someday. They always do that. Everyone always does that. How bad it could be someday if these things came into play. But they're all here. They're already happening. It's already done. And everyone's still pretending that someday this could happen. That's what aggravates me about even Clayton Morris and these guys. They're acting like these things could someday be a possibility. I was ranking out Alex Jones the other day. And when I was ranking out Alex Jones, one of the things I should mention about him is that you know, he was calling out shit long after it happened and telling people that this could happen someday. He had some guests that were coming on. I remember there was this one girl, and he lost all of his archive too, so I don't think that I could even go on there and find the video. Maybe. But anyways, he had a girl come on, and I remember her face and everything, and the things she was saying, and he was doing his normal distraction, crying with real tears about something, and making a nonsensical drama out of something real that this girl kept trying to bring into the conversation. He wanted to stick to the story he had her to tell and didn't want her going off on this trail. Well, the trail that she was going off on was the carbon trail, the real true carbon trail, the carbon trail that I'm trying to show you all. And she was putting a lot of emphasis. There's some other dried up fungus, mold and stuff too. Oh, but it's my shadow again. So so it seems like a lot of people do this. You know, there's a lot of people doing that, I notice, out there in entertainment world. And they're just entertaining us with things that the 7.8 billion zombies just want to be distracted from everything. I gotta see who this is. Yeah, so anyways, so yeah, these guys do this all the time, and it seems like it's everyone. So even these after hours news channels, these internet supposedly free real news, you know, Brianna and Robbie, these people seem nice and everything like that, but a lot of what I'm hearing now, I'm only 2 weeks into listening to their videos, and I'm starting to come across more, as I suspected I would, more and more videos that I'm saying, why can't they see it? Why can't they see it? You know, like not what I'm showing them. Why can't they see any of these other truths and realities that are based on the lies that they're spreading? You know, whether it be the hoaxes, all the false flag shit. Why can't they just see it for what it is? It just seems simple enough to me that why confuse ourselves? And we should be upset about these false flags and hoaxes that they're trying to be portrayed on us, but certainly not beat ourselves up about it that we did. Just don't continue to do it. At least, why are we going to continue to do it when we can clearly see that they're all false flags and hoaxes? Because when something real happens and someone really dies, and or even several people, and anything that real that happens, it gets twisted and turned around, turned into a bunch of fucking lies just to push some other narrative. So, I mean, bad things, of course, happen, and we can put a stop to all that. Because once everybody sees the system, no one's going to want to be mean to each other, let alone hurt each other or kill each other. No fucking way. There might be a 1% of the population, those 10,000 I'm telling you about, that are in charge of all this shithole going on. They're just humans like us. It was passed down to them generation after generation, and they're so far up the top you're never going to hear their name. It's not going to be Bill Gates. It's not going to be Elon Musk or any of these, you know, wealthy billionaires. They're just plants. They're plants. They're not the real rulers. We all know this. Those people that are the true, real rulers, their names are not going to be named. So, what am I at for minutes? 38 minutes. There's some other rocks and stones up here, too. These ones look cut, too. That one's concrete and been cut. So now I'll stay away from that one. Yeah, there's some nice big one, whole row of big stones. So every time I take this part of the path, I'll come over to them and digitally collect some EMNC from them. All different stones, like going up to different trees, right? I gotta get my shadow out of there. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Wow, there are some nice ones here too. Really nice ones. You know, all these stones from different families. It's funny because like in areas where there's construction and shit that's happened or going on, you know, you can understand how these stones might have got to the top of a hill or the top of a mountain. But when you go to the Quabbin and other places too, because I used to go mountain to mountain and do videos on different things. And when I did, yeah, that looks really nice to go in on. And when I used to do that, um, yeah, here's a bunch of fungus and mold. So I'll show you again several things that I mean. Nothing. This was dropped here, and everything else happened by nature, what you call nature. So what I'm telling you now are the triangular builders, the true creators builders built everything that fell the way it is, and they build it over time. And when I was trying to explain about even building death, they even build death because they build everything. It's not an understatement, as Biden would say. Nice. Nice. Okay. Good enough. Okay. Okay, this video is almost over anyway. Only got a couple minutes left. So once I bring you through all this, I'm going to add all those research vids that I did of the water with these trees and rocks and stones and all these things. And so you'll have different parts of your series that some will have all those things. In other words, the things that are on the ground. Then I do the mineral streets along with showing you the true creators, builders at work in what you call clouds. And then on top of that, the moon is another one. So the moon I go for next. And when I'm explaining the moon, I'm going to be talking about the false creator / creator's clock and try to show you that because that's an important thing to get through. When I talk about what we're calling the clouds and what I'm calling mineral streets, when it comes to that, I'm going to try to pull in the Metellus at the same time and talk a little bit about the Metellus because it has to do with that in addition to a lot of other things that you're not going to believe when I tell them to you. That's why I'm telling you to go look for yourselves, because the things that I'm going to be saying you're not going to understand or want to understand. So therefore, you have to go look. It doesn't cost you anything to do what I'm explaining to you. It's not going to hurt your feelings. It's going to be scary, yes. Yes, it'll be a little scary at first, but it's going to be something that we all have to do and just get over it. It's a lot less scary than where we're going, I'll tell you that much. It's a lot better to go see things for what they are, and we can turn it all around. And we can flip this shithole back over to 7.8 billion of us rather than keep going along with what a few thousand people is creating and making mandatory, and it's not going to be good for the next generations, obviously. Alright, I think this video's over.